Alrighty there. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Ava Davis, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. Today is Trans Day of Visibility, and I think for many of us, visibility can feel complicated right now. We're living in a moment where being seen can be both powerful and vulnerable, where simply existing openly and honestly can feel like an act of courage. And so tonight isn't about spectacle, it's about presence. It's about taking a moment to see trans people not in crisis, not reduced to headlines, but in the fullness of our lives, in love, in partnership, in the everyday. And I think that's one of the most important things we can do right now to witness each other fully and to allow ourselves to be witnessed in return. That is what In the Midst of Love Flourishes sets out to do. The series centers real couples and real relationships, featuring voices like Alexandra Billings, Jay and Pamela, Elle and Ezra, Brielle and Adam, and so many more, capturing moments of connection, intimacy, and joy. This series wouldn't be possible without our creator and director, Kai Tillman, who will be joining us shortly. And I also wanted to take a moment to thank Gadim, the Global Alliance for Disability in Media and Entertainment, whose support made this first season possible. So, before we begin, I just want to share a quick invitation. After this live stream, we'll continue the conversation in a more intimate Zoom space. That space is centered specifically for trans, non binary, and gender expansive folks to engage more personally, to hear more of the journey behind the series, and to be in community in a way that doesn't have to be broadcast. There will also be an opportunity to ask questions and connect directly with the team, including Siri Ellerton and Austin Alstad, producers who were instrumental in bringing this series to life. So if you haven't registered yet, you can do so now. Visit the link in our bio. We truly would love to have you there with us. So, with that, let's begin. And what we wanted to do first was we wanted to share a quick moment that kind of went a little bit viral from our understanding. Let me pull it up. Where is it? Here we go.
Hello, welcome to our couch. It's really important that we understand, especially now politically, that trans people are people, that we're an actual community of people. We're not an idea, we're not a thought, a philosophy, we're not a fad or a fashion. We are a community that has a history. We have to remind them that we love like they do. We have to remind each other of the normalcy of love. And that's what made me want to do this project. It's a reminder.
Would you sing?
Muted. You're
Hello.
muted. Ava, you're muted.
Hello.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Was I muted the entire time?
Just that
Just-
last, our intro.
Our intro.
Okay, good. Well, what I said was, and that's just a glimpse of what this series holds. So I wanted to bring on two people who helped shape how so many of you experience this project, Elder Rand and Ezra Michelle. So you two are not only featured in the series, but y'all have been instrumental in shaping the short form edits that everyone has been seeing. And I think between the two of y'all have also built a community of hundreds of thousands online. You all have been sharing your lives, your relationship, and your perspectives. So I just want to start out with the editing process, which feels very intentional when, we're watching it. When you're going through the footage like this, how do you decide which moments to highlight?
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely been a collaborative experience in with the team in deciding, hearing from Kai what the intention of the project is, which, like, to my understanding, is really to, like, when so much of media representation of trans people focuses on like the challenges and the struggles, to like really create a space that highlights all of the beauty and joy of trans love. And sorry, can y'all hear me? Let's see.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, we
Yeah,
can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, cool.
I'm
Anyway,
listening. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, it's been like a beautiful thing to basically like Ezra and I always talk that when we're editing these things and looking through, there's like hours and hours of footage. Like we're just
There's so much
beaming.
footage. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Just
I
like
cannot even fathom. There's over 40 hours of footage, isn't there?
Yeah.
yeah.
30
That's
couples.
crazy.
But yeah, our faces are just like in so much pain because we're smiling the
Yeah.
entire time, because it is hard to select certain like moments because it's all gold to us.
Yes.
But there is like an eye for what will reach audiences that we have to like kind of see through sometimes.
Yeah.
And what would reach us, and like what would, you know, tug at our heartstrings, and like we are the target audience too,
Right.
so it makes it a lot
Totally.
easier.
Yeah, I think that's something that's beautiful. Is it's like it's really like what we're looking for is what strikes like a sense of resonance with us.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's like generally a trans superpower, is figuring out like really having a strong sense of what resonates with us, because like
Right.
I think after spending years of like ignoring or being trained to ignore that voice of resonance, like when we come out as trans, it's like a reclamation of like what resonates with me. Like what is that voice that's saying like that's true. And so really we're looking for like these I mean, you'd think with 40 plus hours of footage it would be hard to find the perfect moments, but really it's like, I mean, there's definitely like
The montages are hard.
yeah, the montages are hard. Sometimes the through line.
Really, like, yeah, we have to search through so many different couples, but the like individual couple shorts are so easy because it's just like, yeah, you're just like tuning into like that feeling that, you know, and it just feels so good.
It really
to,
does.
like,
I know
Yeah.
there's been so many comments. I read through all of them about how much this series has been needed and is sparking so much trans joy of just seeing couples in love. And so not only couples in love, but you all are a couple that are featured in the series. How did that come about, and how was your experience?
Yeah, well,
I know that's a small
we got reached out to by the amazing Charlie Hanno, who's a casting director in New York, who I believe is another like couple in Charlie and their partner, another couple in the series, and yeah, he connected us with a project, and then we went to LA because we live in Mexico.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah. to film.
It felt
And
so special.
It really did. It was like,
Didn't-
I think we're in this like beautiful place. Both of us we're really trying to be intentional about like what we put our energy into, and it felt like such like a project that's so in alignment with like not only what we believe in but who we are. And I just remember feeling like so at ease on set, like being surrounded by so many trans people. It felt so rare. Like I've been on so many sets where I'm the only trans person and I'm like bracing for like a misgendering or like, and often like there have been more times than not that happens on sets. And so just to feel like this sense of like ease that we're with family.
They say that like if your kid is weird, then they trust you or they feel safe with you to be weird. And I feel like we were like kids on that set, just like so unhinged, especially during that interview. I can't wait for our
unusable footage
for our long form interview. Elle was going like off. It was so fun, but that's because we felt safe. We were with family, and like it's like we're meeting these people for the first time, but you know, when there's something that bonds us together that's so deep, it's like, it's just, it was like family.
Yeah. And then at the end after the interview, we like offered to support, to like help with social media. And it like, I think what we thought would be just kind of like a chat, a casual chat into like this beautiful collaborative experience that I think is like really coloring like people's reception of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's because there's so many different beautiful eyes and hearts like pointed towards the project, and I think that like it only amplifies like what the intention of the project is.
Love flourishing.
Yes,
Is
Truly love
truly is.
flourishing. I really appreciate your insight not only into the creation process and how you're selecting the clips, but also what it was like with your own experience.
Mhm.
And with that said, I want to bring on the person who envisioned this from the very beginning,
Yay!
Kai Tillman. So let's bring you on with the three of us. Hello, Kai.
Oh, hi, Ava
How are
and
you
Ellen,
doing
Ezra.
today?
Hi.
Good. Yeah, I feel really good seeing everyone here. It feels really sweet, like our little family. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is fun.
I think this is the perfect moment to go ahead and take a minute to describe what we're all wearing for those who have joined in. So I have blonde hair. I'm wearing kind of a pink and white outfit, and I'm a Black trans woman.
I'll go next. I am a white trans woman with medium length brown curly hair, and I'm wearing a butter yellow long sleeve shirt. Emphasis on the butter.
It's drenched in butter.
Shirt. It's not. And blue jeans and glasses.
I am a half Mexican brown trans man, and I have short brown hair, and I'm wearing a white collared shirt and a tie.
So profesh.
This is great. This is the first time I'm in front of the camera having to do that. I'm usually asking people to do this, so this is appropriate. I'm wearing a blue shirt that sort of looks like a Charlie Brown shirt with black stripes. I'm a white trans man with a sort of, I'd say, a beard and a hat on, like a labre.
An
And
amazing
thank you
hat.
for hosting, Ava. You're amazing. And I
Thank you
feel
for
really grateful to
asking
be
us.
here. And yeah, I feel just so happy that we're able to pull this together and make this incredible project and have such a huge team. It's
Yeah.
a village for sure.
Yeah.
How does it feel now that the series is out?
Honestly, it's so emotional. Every day it's like a roller coaster, just reading all the comments and hearing how important this project has been for everyone. And I think, you know, it it really resonates with all of us that we're on the right track and that we're doing the right work. And that for us, it really is about putting a lot of healing energy into the community and countering the the really intense energy. And the most powerful way is with love and peace and showing how beautiful the community is, how strong the community is, and the communities. We are not a monolith. It's so enormous. And really like not making something for cis people. So that has been important, is to make something for the trans community by the trans community with that lens, not to prove or validate our existence. We exist,
Mhm.
and to make something that is so simple, and so that it feels really good. And yeah, I'm grateful to have the team that we have, and it's just so behind the scenes there, we are a trans love factory over
Mhm.
here.
Hell yeah.
A
Absolutely.
trans love fact. I love that line. Can we
I
get
love.
t-shirts?
Yeah,
I don't know.
LLC.
I don't know if people know this, but Ezra, you design t-shirts, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe, I don't know, Trans Love Factory, was that the word?
I love.
Yeah.
No, I think we all need Labres. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
I feel like that's what we need.
That's cute.
Uh,
Yay.
well, we've got time for
Um,
about one more question, but in thinking about there's over 40 hours of footage, how is it working with everyone? Because it's not just you editing everything, is it?
the question came in a little bit choppy. Can you ask
Oh,
that again?
yes. So I was saying there's about over 40 hours of footage, and so it's not just you editing that mountain of footage. What who is helping you and kind of do all this besides Elle and Ezra, and what is that process like?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, so there's a lot that goes into this. So we have like a team of assistant editors. Elle and Ezra are like really hard on the social media aspect of it, mostly the shorts. And we kind of our goal is to have 3 videos come out a week, and we work like editing them and making them vertical and color correcting them, and we
Oh no.
thing um, transcribed, captioned, and then so it's going back and forth to a bunch of teams, and so yeah, it's a whole process. And then we have a social media manager who then uploads and then moderates. So we have someone on staff who's monitoring all the comments to make sure that all the crap in the world stays out and not in this platform. And honestly, it has been very little compared to what I expected.
Oh, that's a good
Surprisingly,
thing.
that's the truth.
Elle and
Yeah.
Ezra, do you have anything to add to the process and what it's like? Because not everyone is working from the same location.
Yeah.
It's
No,
kind
yeah.
of spread out all over.
We're all over the place.
Yeah. It's really fun to feel like we are like passing back and forth like our work, you know.
Yeah.
It's like look what I did, and then it's like awesome, look what I did with that, and then it's like awesome, cool, and then like, but it definitely took some time to figure out like our workflow, and
Yeah.
I mean, not that much time, but like it was it like it, I don't know if I feel like it's just been like such a delight, like figuring out like everyone's strength, and like figuring out like we all have different skills like that we all bring to the table, and different perspectives, and different like lived experiences. And I think that like yeah, it feels like such a gift that we get to like come together to create these like little gems, you know. And I
Yeah.
think that maybe watching, you know, like it's like people are watching minute-long videos, like so much work goes into it.
Yeah.
And also like Kai, what's so impressive is just like your experience and like how many like layers there are to these videos that to me like is new, where I'm just used to using my phone, and then it's like, you know,
Yeah. Good enough.
it's the quality is really intentional.
It's so
and impressive.
It's so fun to see such high quality footage of trans people.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I didn't know I wanted so badly, but it just really is special to see us in that light.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
Sarah
you.
Weldon, our cinematographer, really brought like I mean, we were using cinematic camera, I mean, the same cameras that are used on Hollywood films. Like,
They were
and we did a
amazing.
lot of intentional designing around like where the cameras were placed and matching 3 different cameras, and yeah, it's been kind of incredible, like all of us like using all of those different angles and all that footage, and to really get in there and get into the emotion. And I think Ellen Ezra bring a lot of that heart to that as well. So I do agree that we all have so much different skill and different skill and background that we bring to this, that is just like makes this a really intentional, and we're figuring it out as we're going. So
Yeah.
it's like we have 40 hours of footage, which to me feels like musical instruments that we get to like create things with, make music.
Yeah.
I love that description so much. Well, thank you, the 3 of y'all, for being here. Thank you, Kai, for creating the series. And I want y'all to stick around for the end of the show as we kind of wrap things up and also talk about the current state of the world, which we'll get to after we finish talking about love. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I just kicked you off, Kai. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. But I want us to shift into the heart of the series, and so I want us to talk about now the couples that are featured. So, first up, we have Jay and Pamela. Their presence is powerful not just because they're visible, but because of how they're seen with an intimate look inside their daily life. Let's take a moment. Let's take a look at the moment from their story. If I can find it, I can.
In love. It honestly felt like I was falling off a building and not knowing if I was gonna land on a soft spot or just crash and burn. I flew to see her twice. That was my first time ever flying on a plane by myself to see someone that wasn't a family member.
I was like, ooh, he loves me.
It just was a really amazing experience because even with the fear, I didn't let that deter me or stop me. I just knew I had found my person. I was like, I'll stay here and make myself at home. So.
When I dedicate myself to someone, like I go all in, it just felt very natural, as if at some point we've known each other in the past or something like that. He helps me pick up the pieces that I can't carry and vice versa. At this point, I am home wherever he is. As long as we are together, I can conquer anything, I can go anywhere because like I know I will be safe with him.
I love watching that video so much, and I resonate so strongly with wherever he is, I'm at home because that's exactly how I feel too. Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us on this Trans Day of Visibility as we celebrate our lives.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to meet y'all because I don't know if the people who are watching know, but none of us met each other. So we're all just seeing each other for the first time coming across screen. So wonderful to meet the two of you all.
Yes, thank you. I have to say, I love your makeup, your necklace. You're so beautiful.
Thank you. I love compliments, so thank you so much.
No, for real. I was like, oh, shit, you're so beautiful. Yes, sir.
Oh, you are too kind. If we could take a quick moment and just describe how we look, just for those who may be listening in.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, so my name is Pamela. I am 33 years old, cis woman. I am Mexican American. I am 3 feet 3 inches. I am a power chair wheelchair user. I am fair skin, brown hair, brown eyes. I have short hair right now. I'm wearing a hat that says Mexico on it. That's where my culture is from. And I'm currently wearing a black t-shirt and some lip gloss.
All right. And Jay, if you can go next.
No, wait, ladies first. Go ahead.
Oh,
I was raised correctly.
I had described myself earlier, but I'll re-describe myself. I have right now blonde, kind of curly 1950s-ish hair, and I'm wearing a pink sweater with a pink and white dress underneath, and I'm a black trans woman wearing a very rainbowy gemstone necklace.
All right. And I am a handsome, first of all, I gotta put that out there. Just so no one forgets. Black trans man, I'm short, and I mean short, I mean close to the ground kind of short. I'm 3'4" according to my license, and 3'2" according to Pamela, but I stick to what my ID says, so thank you for that. I'm wearing a light green shirt, well, a light green polo shirt, and I have the buttons all the way to the top to make it feel like it's tied up against my neck, just the way I like it. I'm wearing black New Balance sweatpants, some black boots. If you can't see my shoe, I'm wearing a black boot. And I am a power wheelchair user as well. I have some blue headphones on because I'm hard of hearing, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. And yeah, I wear glasses. They're black rimmed glasses. And I have short black hair that needs a haircut, which I'll be getting on Thursday.
I am looking forward to you getting that haircut because I know how good it can feel to get that hair trimmed.
Yes,
And thank you
yes.
all both for that description and thank you for sharing. And also, Pamela, I want to share, I'm loving your lipstick. Like, just,
Oh,
you're
thank you.
glowing. You are absolutely
Oh,
glowing.
thank you. Thank you.
So, what did it feel like to be part of this project? And I know we're just jumping right in there, but it's about trans visibility and the project. And so, how did it feel to be a part of this?
Yeah. You want to go, babe? Since
Oh, honestly, for me, it was a little bit nerve-wracking being, at least for myself, like openly and publicly trans is actually a more newer experience. When I got into social media, it was kind of like a Russian roulette of people trying to figure out my gender, and everyone already thought I was male when I even before I started my social and medical transition. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really something that was talked about on my on my social. I had so many other layers, being physically disabled and autistic and ADHD. Like I just have a lot going on. So take your pick. And being a part of a project that was going to have me specifically be so visible, it felt empowering at the same time, beyond the nerves, right? And being black and trans is a different experience than being white and trans. And so there's so many layers to my identity where safety is such a factor and a priority that I'm balancing at all times. And so there's that part of you that wants to be out there and be proud and hey, I'm trans and this is me, and then you think about safety and how it affects other people around you and how your transness and affects those who you care about. And so that is something I've had to do really intentionally, even outside of projects such as this, because of course, Pamela and I have our show, Jay and Pamela on TLC. And so that thankfully gave me my first real experience of being trans to, it feels like, everybody in the world. And so this was not as scary as it felt, and I'm really glad I get to be a part of this experience.
Oh, thank you for that answer, Pamela.
yeah. So I mean, I feel very already lucky and honored and privileged to marry someone like Jay and
He's a
being,
charmer, isn't he?
yes, I know. I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky. And yeah, and him being just so beautifully, authentically himself. Because it is scary, like you mentioned, especially what we're going through in this country, in the United States, and especially in the social media world, as another layer of fear. Because people are more bold on social media, and yes, you have tough skin and everything like that, but you're human, and it does hurt, and it is scary to see how people can have those thoughts and just throw it in the comments, and you're like, wow, like how can people really think that way about someone so amazing? If only they knew Jay or the people who are in the series, if only they knew how amazing these people are. Um and as someone who, I mean, I'm not transgender, but as someone who is pansexual, I've had my fair share of being disowned and discriminated, even by my own blood family,
Mm.
when I came out. And that was very difficult. So being in the series was a breath of fresh air for me personally. Being surrounded by amazing, creative people, and also being inspired by hearing their stories has also helped me stay brave and continue to share, because I mean, these people who are in the series and others, especially in the transgender community, have inspired me. I am hoping that either what Jay says or what I share or whatever can help someone out there currently, especially right now, what's going on politically. So being in the series has been a very beautiful experience, and feeling less alone.
I always remind myself to be visible for those who can't. And so I have the luxury and privilege to be visible with the way that my life affords me. But not everyone has that or the same safety net. So I consider it an honor to be able to do things like this and go and educate. And hopefully, even if it's just doing what someone did for me, of just being that point of recognition of like, oh, I can do that and it'll be okay.
Yes, I love that.
Well, just to kind of wrap it up, so y'all had mentioned that y'all have a show on television. Say more.
Yes, it came out last year, the first season on TLC, and season 2 will be coming very soon.
That's what I heard.
Yes, before the summer, so that's really exciting. So it'll be on TLC, but you can stream it like on Hulu and other platforms. And season 2 will be coming out soon, and hopefully the trailer will be coming out very earlier than we are hoping. So yeah.
And the thing about the show, at least for me, that was very important because when we were advertising the show, they did not mention that I was transgender. And that was a decision that was difficult to make because the reasoning at that time was unfortunately we wanted people to give the show a chance. And it sounds bad in theory that we even have to think about that, but it was one of those things where there were already so many layers. And first, I mean, Pamela and I being power wheelchair users on a show, Black, Mexican American. I mean, we're doing a lot already.
Right.
And so, I mean, you want to talk about DEI? We got everybody's in there. Nobody's left out of our show. And so, with that being said, when you have the trailer, it's so interesting seeing the response because everyone's like, "This is it's a great couple, like such a nice young man," and it's hilarious because when the show came out, and of course in the first episode, it was known as the plot twist, finding out that I'm transgender. It honestly surprised me about their response. The response was way better than what I thought. More people are say stuff on social media, but you expect that kind of thing. Overall, though, in person, people have been so kind, and it's nice to know that wherever people lie politically, they have really responded well. Because I always laugh with Pamela, like, yeah, I know not everybody that's coming up to me is on, but I don't even sometimes think people remember that I'm trans at times because the way that it was done, which is we're really grateful for the team that we have, and there was a member that is a transgender person on the team that was edited. So everything was just done really well, and I was grateful for how my story was told because a lot of times we don't get to have that kind of autonomy and how our stories are presented. And so it was really great with this coming out in the way that it was done. And even for the show, it's not about me being trans, and because there's been so many people before me, like I Am Jazz, who did it so well. Her show had paved the way for me to even have an opportunity to be a part of a show like this. And for myself, just because there's so many layers, that just wasn't something that we solely focused on. However,
Yeah.
it's been nice to have that visibility and just be out there and show people a different way of how people live, and that honestly we're all very similar. Where Pamela and I were nominated for a GLAAD award this year, and so really yeah, well I guess last, and even though we didn't win, it's still an honor to be nominated, and
Yeah.
we've been able to have such an impact with our show for it being the first season, and just to have trans representation and me be the trans representation is just such a mind-blowing thought. So it's incredible. We're very grateful to even have a second season, especially in today's climate. And however long this show lasts, I'm just glad to be a small part of history. And yeah, so it's been really cool. So watch Jay and Pamela on TLC get those numbers up. Uh,
Yes, everyone
so
tune in, get those numbers
yeah,
up so that they get a season 3. We need more
yes, and we
stories
want a
like
GLAAD
that.
award next year. So we want to get our GLAAD award. So be be on the
There
lookout.
we
But we're
there we go.
so grateful to be a part of this project, though. It really was a beautiful experience, and it's something that
So
uh
fun too.
yeah, I'll definitely cherish
It
it.
was a blast. Like everyone there in person, the filming and everything, like everyone
Yes,
was so sweet and welcome. And it was my first time in New York at the time, so I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Now I have friends here.
Yes.
yeah. So we're
Well,
very grateful.
thank you both so much for joining us
Of
tonight.
course.
And I know that I'm looking forward to seeing more of your stories, not only as part of this series, but also tuning into TLC and making sure that y'all get that GLAAD award.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. All right. So now I am so grateful that we had a chance to talk to Jay and Pamela. Their videos, everyone needs to go watch them. You can watch the long form content on YouTube as well as the short form content on YouTube and the rest of the socials, including Instagram, TikTok, and I know Facebook as well. Yes. But next, we're going to turn to Joe and Maddie. And I think what stood out for me in their dynamic is the way that love shows up in the in between moments. So we'll just have to let you all see what those in between moments are.
Any special way that you talk to your pets?
And we do have very specific ways we talk to our pets. We have two pets, Sunny, who is a cat. When Maddie talks to Sunny, it's very like, oh, hello, Miss Cat. Like,
Mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle.
Yes.
Like, how are you doing? You need to treat her with a lot of, like, she's kind of a princess.
Yes.
With the dog, it's my dog.
That's my dog.
That's my dog.
Yes, it's just a dog.
Unless she's being
She's just a
annoying. Unless she's being
girl.
annoying, and then you go, Siona!
Yes, she's just a girl. She's like if a girl was a dog, and the dog was my friend. Yes.
Yeah.
Joe loves to, like, with Sunny, it's very sweet and tender. It's very, oh, it's my cat. Hello, my sweet, it's my cat.
I think I picked it up from you. It's just
Yeah.
like you if you turn the dial down like 2 or 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Any special way that you talk to your pets?
And we do have very specific ways we talk to our pets. We have two pets.
Clearly, technology is not my friend today. But with that said, I want to go ahead and bring on Joe and Maddie. So let's bring you all out to the stage. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Aw, Joey, you look so cute.
Wait, are y'all not in the same building right now?
We're not in the same state right now. She's in Florida. I'm in New York. So
Oh my goodness, miles away
This
from
is my
each
first time
other.
seeing Joe's face today. So
Aw, I'm glad we could be a small part of that. If you could take a quick moment to describe for our listeners who are listening in, just what you're wearing and what you look like.
yeah, you want to go first, honey?
sure. So
Hi.
I am a white cis woman, and my hair has just dried naturally. It's brown. I'm not really wearing any makeup. I have a white t-shirt on, and it says, "First of all, I'm a delight," with with a raccoon doing a silly pose. And yeah, I guess that's the gist. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm Joe. I am a trans masculine, non-binary white individual. I have on a navy blue tank top that kind of shows off my shoulders, which have tattoos on both sides.
Come on, shoulders.
I have a little bit of, I have a stash and a little bit of facial hair on my chin because I haven't shaved this week. And I have backwards dark green cap with some hair sticking out of the sides.
I love it. And I will go ahead and re-describe myself for those who may be tuning in. but I am a black trans woman with blonde hair right now. That's kind of 1950s curly, and I'm wearing a pink cardigan as well as a pink and white florally dress that you can't see too much of, but it's beautiful. Go look at my TikTok or Instagram or wherever. But anyways, we're not here about that. We are here to talk to you all in this project. How do you feel now that those videos are out there in the world?
It's so wonderful. It was so much fun to film it, and so we've just been like anxiously awaiting getting to watch it. And I feel like it's been so lovely to, filming in itself was such a like grounding experience for us and just like reminding us how much we love each other. And so now it's kind of like the next level of that where we get to watch it and everyone else gets to watch it and we get to witness other people witnessing us. And yeah, I feel like that's just been very grounding and I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Do you find it surreal that, and I did not look at the numbers, but thousands of people have seen y'all's faces?
Totally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, like so ominous, like faces.
I know. It is very odd, but it's also lovely to see. I mean, especially after the first video of us got posted maybe last week, there was so many. I was like, oh my gosh, all of these cool trans people are following me. Like, I got so many followers, and most of them were other trans people on the internet, and so that was really nice to see like that energy come flooding in. I was like, yes, more of this, please. Yeah, that's been one of the best parts for me.
Yeah.
Maddie?
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's just really special to be able to, not only have the privilege of being in such like a loving and sweet relationship, but get to share it with people and see how it brings other people comfort and hope and joy. And, like, I think it's also really special because we're both artists as well. And like, I would love to be known at some point for my art too, but it's very cool that some people are just sort of finding me because of my queerness and because of this relationship I'm in and that because I'm a part of this. And then maybe hopefully down the line, they might see like a singing video of me and be like, oh my gosh, she can sing too. Like, wow, work, like, so it's very cool. I love it. And I feel very lucky to be a part of it. So yeah.
What is something about your relationship that feels small to the both of y'all, but actually means everything? Like, I know for me, it's probably when Eddie just kind of puts his hand on my hip at night. It doesn't have to be that person, but just something very small where it's like, this actually means so much to me. Like, it means the world, even though it's this one tiny small thing.
Well, you saying that just made me think about how Joe and I, we love to do a cuddle at night, but then we can get a little hot at night. So we don't really like cuddle while we sleep, but we do like cross our legs together and
Cross
like
ankles.
the bed. And we fall asleep like that. So there's just like a little bit, it's just a little bit of a like physical contact. And that always makes me very happy. And then the other thing I would say is just like our daily routine in our home that we've created is so special to me. And like our little family of our dog and cat that we speak to very, funnily. But yeah, there's just like the mundane, like daily life things. It's just so much fun to do life with Joe and like with our little family. It's so sweet and lovely. So, yeah.
Joe, what about you?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I talked in our interview about how Matt is this very like exuberant and energetic extroverted individual, and I think something that is probably not something she thinks about very much, but that is such a special part of my experience in our relationship is just like I get to have 24/7 witness access to her silliness and her bits and her people get to buy tickets and go see her sing at a show, but I get to see her sing at home when she's in the shower or doing dishes or getting dressed. And I feel like those are always like moments where I'm like, I'm so lucky. This is so special. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh, I love that so much. So in thinking about the state of the world now. I know we're getting all kind of scary. And one of y'all is in Florida right now, which is terrifying. I was in Florida like a month ago and I about had a nervous breakdown flying into the airport of like, am I going to combust in this state? What's going to happen? We just don't know.
Yeah.
But instead of thinking about the doom and gloom, what do you hope for the future? Like after we get past all of this? I know, right? I should have given y'all a moment to prepare for that.
No, it's okay. I mean, I think that this project is a great encapsulation of what I want to see more of. I think that one of the questions that we were asked in our interview is like, what do we want to see more of in media, in trans media? And I think even now, when there's more representation, there's still so many storylines that are centric around someone not being accepted or someone's huge struggle. And so I think I would really love to see a much more powerful uplifting of the community and highlighting the positive, especially for younger trans community. I don't just want it to be like, this is who you are and it's going to be really scary and hard. I also want it to be like, this is who you are and it's amazing and beautiful and connecting and safe. And so, yeah, I think that is my dream, is obviously like general safety and acceptance and trust, but also more uplifting in highlighting the joy of what it is to be trans. I think could be really impactful.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. And I think as, the cis person in a queer relationship, I think it's important for us to know when it's time to step up and do a little extra work for people who are trans. And, since I've been down here, I am lucky enough to have a grandmother who is super loving and accepting and so sweet and loves Joe and got us Christmas gifts. And she told me that she got Joe the same wallet that she got my stepdad and my brother. And I was like, that's sweet, try just making an effort. And sometimes she doesn't quite get the right pronouns when she talks about Joe. And she got a little confused the other day because I was talking about Joe and using they, them. And she was like, are you talking about more than one person? And I took a minute to be like, well, no, I'm talking about just a quick refresher of Joe's pronouns being they, them. And then I took a moment to explain the analogy of if somebody leaves their wallet at a restaurant and you don't know whose it is or what the gender is of the person, you might say to a waiter, somebody left their wallet, right? And I saw gears turning in her brain a little bit. And so what I would say is what I hope for moving forward in this time is I hope that we can try our best to have those harder conversations and explain some things to especially the older generation with patience and compassion and kindness and in a way that feels safe to us. And obviously when we have the capacity to do so, right? It's not like we're obligated to do that all the time, but I don't know. I hope that we can, push ourselves to have those maybe, uncomfortable conversations when we can. And I think being a part of things like this and seeing more things like this that just show that we're just human beings, and all of us are love bugs too. It's just, it's just, I hope that it nudges some people to open their minds a little bit more and just make it so that we don't have to be so scared all the time and frustrated,
I'm into that. I want to get frustrated about the fact that they don't have the right variety of grapes in the store, not because my rights are being taken away. Let me be frustrated about something so mundane.
God, please.
That's what I'm begging for.
Right.
Well, thank you so much to the both of y'all for joining us today. And thank you so much for being a part of this series. And I cannot wait to see more of what you all have to do. And I'm really hoping that someone is like, hey, the two of y'all singing, I want more of that.
Hey, you never know.
Thank you.
So, by the way, before we go, I just have to say it. You look stunning.
Yes.
Yes.
I wear this for compliments, so thank you. It's working.
I don't know what flag is behind you, but it's giving very you look like Miss President,
Yeah. Madam Prez.
I'm so glad you picked up on this. This is my own personal flag because I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually your local Duchess. There's East Coast Duchess, which is me, and then there's West Coast Duchess. And so I'm East Coast Duchess, and
Yes,
Megan
love,
is a West Coast.
love.
So nice to
Amazing.
meet you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us
Thank
so
you
I'm
much.
so excited to hopefully meet everyone at some point soon in person.
We need a physical in-person reunion,
Yes.
ideally out of the country. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know who that is. Okay. Technology again, not agreeing with me. But finally, we want to share a moment from a couple who could not be with us live today, Rachel and Helen. They're currently traveling and hosting their own events, but they generously pre-recorded this for us. So I'm going to roll this and then we will close out our program.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Helen.
Where are you?
I'm in New York City on the Upper East Side.
Awesome. I'm in Wisconsin. So she's supposed to be coming back. One of the reasons we're not with you today is that she travels all day on Trans Day of Visibility, and I'm actually hosting an event at Lawrence where I work. So hi, everyone. Okay, so first question, what was your experience like taping the interview, and how was it working with Kai and the rest of the team? You go first.
I know that we both said this on Instagram and in various social media things, but we like legit fell back in love with each other during the taping of that, which was amazing and awesome, and it proved my point that love is this thing that does this. And we're still in love with each other, you know, even now with all of the weirdness that is in the world and the stress of our own particular lives. So that was like my big takeaway. I was like, oh, I love my wife. That's amazing. But the other one was everybody was really lovely. It was like walking into a room full of care and kindness and a little spiky energy because we're queer, all of us. And there was something delightful about that. It just felt like I just did this last Monday night a benefit reading of this seminal lesbian play from 1980 called Last Summer at Bluefish Cove. And it was a cast of lesbian and queer women. And that was the whole room. And that was the last time I felt that same sense of, oh God, how nice is this? Was the taping of In the Midst Of. So there's real value in sort of like doing a creative thing with your people.
I mean, especially considering that we've done all sorts of other media that maybe wasn't as friendly, or that it was like, you know, are you waiting? Like I've done local interviews with news media and things like that. And it's always like, I have to say exactly the right thing or they figure out a way to make me look like an idiot. So we didn't have any of that doing this taping, which was great. So, and it's just a pleasure always to work with only trans people and queer people. So yeah. How do I feel now? How do you feel now that the video has been released? And any updates about us as a couple? So I feel like she covered that. We fell in love with each other again. But for me, it's like just utterly bizarre to see 21,000 views on an 18-minute long interview with us. And the other funny thing is that I've had a lot of people who are like, I want the full uncut version. Like they want to watch the whole hour and a half that we taped. And I'm like, people are
I don't know that you really want
but
that.
yeah.
Editing is not a bad thing.
Fair. So how do you feel about the video being released?
I'm delighted. I'm delighted that a lot of people have responded to it. It makes me very happy that our story resonates for people and maybe gives them hope or a sense of you can make it through or whatever that is. And I think mostly I'm personally just delighted to be a part of this series because I have been utterly charmed by watching everyone else.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, no, it's fun to watch us and we're goobers and we laugh too much. And, I talked way too much, but that was because it was the morning and you're not a morning person. Um,
And if they'd done it at 4, I would have been much more talkative and you would have been the quieter
exactly.
one. So
But there's something really delightful about these last weeks of like this constant drop of love and beauty and funny and poignant and gorgeous, but ultimately human. So I think on some level, the thing I like most about the video is that I'm a part of this thing that is really undeniable about like, y'all are freaking out about nothing, man. We just people. Look, everybody just people.
we laugh with each other. We, are nervous for each other, all of the regular things. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I have said I am cool, which is, when you're not 22 and you have 18-year-old students and they're like, didn't I just see you in a viral video? And I'm like, wait, did one of them go viral? I guess, sure. But yeah, students, younger people think I'm cool again. So, and that's always very useful when you work with young people to not be the like, very old person who doesn't understand anything or has nothing in common with them and stuff. So that's kind of nice. Any comments on the current state of trans rights in this country?
Jesus.
Any good words of hope?
So it's funny because I thought about this one when I saw the question was in the video I had talked about how back in the day it was worse. And I had a moment where I questioned myself. I was like, was it?
Mhm.
And I came to the conclusion that yes, it was worse. Yes, now they are legislating against us, but they legislated against us back in the day. Yes, now we're like the hot button issue that the right wing uses to motivate voters, but there's always been a marginalized group that gets to be the hot button that motivates scared people. And as much as
it's not just trans people right now. It's so many kinds of people. I mean,
no, it's
you work with
others. You're
everybody.
not
There's so
just
many people under attack right now. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
I could watch them for the rest of probably eternity. Their video and hearing them talk is so very interesting. I absolutely love hearing them. There's that video, and then they also have more on our YouTube channel. But since we are running a bit long and I've had a wonderful conversation with everyone, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up so that we can go ahead and hop over to the Zoom for the more kind of not for broadcast conversation, how shall we say. It's not going to be steamy, nothing like that. No, just more about, trans issues that don't need to be broadcast. Like all this love needed to be broadcast. So what I do want to say is thank you to all of you, to Kai, to Elle, to Ezra, to every couple who shared their lives with us, and to everyone watching. Visibility isn't just about being seen, it's about being understood. It's about being allowed to exist in the fullness of who we are in our relationships, in our communities, in our everyday lives. And if there's anything I hope we take away from tonight, is that trans lives are not one story. They are many stories, full stories, human stories. And like I said, the conversation does not end here. We're continuing in a more intimate space over on Zoom. And for those of you who have registered, we would love to have you go ahead and join us as we keep talking, keep connecting, and keep building community together. And in the meantime, you can continue following In the Midst of Love Flourishes as more stories, more moments, and more love is shared. And I have a little announcement, but the team wanted me to remind you or to tell everyone that Jay and Pamela are going to be the next long form video on the YouTube channel. So if you're not following, you need to go ahead and make sure that you're following. And we are going to drop it in the next coming days, weeks, not weeks, not months, definitely not months, but in the following days shortly. All right, thank you so much for being here with us and happy Trans Day of Visibility. I don't know about you all, but you can't see it because of the glare, but I crack open cans of Trans Joy. I had this made back in 2023. Trans Joy, grab your can. All right, y'all. I should go. Bye.